making Kheema Pau today, which is a lamb mince. So normally this kind of recipe would be made if I've got leftover keema and I think, oh, the next day what should I make in it? It's typical to put it in a sandwich or a toasty or something like that. But I'm going to show you from scratch how to make lamb keema mince as you would have with, normally we'd have it with chapatis, but what we're doing here is having it with pau. And pau is just like burger buns like this. It's like a street food, and the Portuguese actually brought bread rolls with them from Portugal to India. So Goa is a Portuguese colony and they called them pau. And so the Indians, everyone in India called this bread pau because it is a Portuguese name for bread. So essentially all we're doing is it's minced meat, spicy minced meat on a toasted burger bun. It's a delicious recipe and it's normally made with vegetables as well, but we're going to make it with lamb mince this time. And yeah, just for something different, and I've been craving some lamb. So let's show you how to make the keema mince. I've got some good quality mince here. I've got half and half. It's got a little bit of fat in there as well. And then we go in with the oil first. You need to be quite generous with the oil. I'd say about 2 tablespoons because you're going to have quite a few onions to fry off. So in the oil, I'm going to put 1 cinnamon stick, 5 cardamom pods and some cloves. And that will, as you know, when I always cook a curry, it infuses my oil, gives it more depth of flavour. And into that goes my diced onions. I've actually done that in my blitzer. It makes it so much easier, less crying. And that looks like a lot of onions there, but that will reduce into absolutely nothing. But there's that much onion in there. And that's why you need all that oil, because it will go into nothing. And you want to put that on quite like a medium heat until it's quite brown. And while that's cooking, ready to absorb all the oil, I'm going to have to put a little bit more in. Once that's brown, we're going to go in with ginger garlic paste to keep that ready, and some chilies as well. And then we're going to toast the bread. The bread will just be toasted on a frying pan like this. And the toast, so the burger buns like this, the ready-made sort of burger buns you get, the really basic ones, that's all you need. But the thing you must do is butter it on one side. And butter it on this side as well. Butter it on both sides because we're going to toast it really nicely, and that gives it such a lovely flavour. Like that. Both sides. So it's just normal salted butter. You do want to use butter though. Try and avoid margarine. It doesn't give you the same flavour, unless of course you're vegan and you need to use margarine. But butter really does set this bread apart. So they're all nicely got butter on them. I'm going to toast them, and I might as well do it while this is cooking at the same time, just to show you. Get that pan really, really hot, and I'm just going to get this onions really browned. Okay, so once you've got quite a nice golden colour on your onions like that, quite a nice brown colour, that's taken me on a very high heat about 5 to 7 minutes to get it that brown. I go in with 3 very generous teaspoons of ginger garlic paste. 1, 2, 3. In my highlights I actually have how I make ginger garlic paste. And it's really a good idea for you to keep it in a jar like this with some oil and keep for about 2 weeks. So 3 teaspoons, very heat, with ginger garlic paste, and I'm going in here with 1 very heat, actually 2 heat teaspoons of green chilies. Red meat can handle a lot more spice and flavour, so be more generous with it than you would with chicken. There we go. And And you might have noticed that I was putting in oil as I was going as well, because the onions absorb a lot of oil. So there you go. You've got onions, garlic, ginger, chilli, and the whole spices we put at the beginning. Let me go in with my Kheema mince now. If I was doing this just for a curry, I think I'd put in the tomatoes first, but let's just follow this technique because we're going to put it on the bread. But either way, I mean, people do it both ways. It's really, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. Really depends what I am making. But in here I want this mince to be brown. So I'm just going to brown the mince off with the onion and the garlic. And I'm going to get lots from this. And that is just taking in all the flavour of the onion, ginger and garlic. So brown that all off. Okay, so at this stage it's really nice and brown now. It's all been breaking up, but I have been stirring it continuously and breaking it up with my spoon. So you can see all the mince is nice and brown and it smells incredible with all that ginger, garlic and onion. Let it cook all the way through. And this is the stage where you want to add your spices. And here we go with my masala dabba. If you do not have a masala tin, there is an amazing company I'm working with called Spice Kitchen, who are selling these masala dabbas with everything filled so it can get you started. And I think they've got some good promotions on at the moment as well. So check them out on Instagram, Spice Kitchen. Here we go. So cumin and coriander powder, I'm going to add in 4 teaspoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, quite heaped. And then I'm going to go in with 1 heaped garam masala. Normally I do this at the end, but in keema you can take it at the beginning. Half a teaspoon heaped of turmeric. I'm going to put in half a teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder as well. And give that a mix. And with keema sometimes it depends like what cut it is and how much fat's in there, and then you can gauge if you do need to add more ground spices, but it tastes really, really well and you can be generous with your cumin and coriander. A lot of people have said, oh, I don't have cumin and coriander mixed together, which I always buy. Try and source that from an Indian shop. It is really good when it is equally measured, mixed together. And so if you've got cumin and coriander separately, you want to do 50-50. So if I say 1 teaspoon of cumin and coriander, you want to do half a teaspoon of one, half a teaspoon of the other. It might even be worth you mixing the 2 separate ones you've got together in a pot. So when you're doing my recipes, it's a lot easier because I do tend to always use that spice mix. I don't normally separate cumin and coriander. For me, they come as a pair. So now you can see the colour has changed and it's like curry, sort of yellowy, turmeric-y. It's really nice. Then we go in with some salt. About a good tablespoon of salt. And then I'm going in with about 100 ml of blitzed plum tomatoes from a tin. And about a teaspoon, a little squeeze of tomato puree. I'm not going to go in too salty with this one because we are going to be popping it onto the bread. So although I do want it to have a nice gravy, I don't want it so soupy, like it's all going to, make the bread soggy. I want it a little bit dry. And into there now go some frozen peas. I like to use petit pois, not garden peas. These are much sweeter, it gives a much nicer taste. So I've gone in with that. And now I'm just going to let that cook for a little while. It is pretty much cooked, but just to let it all infuse together, I'm just going to cover it and let that cook while I show you how I toast my bread. So just cover that, very low to medium heat, let that just cook off and keep warm as well. And I'm going in with my hot frying pan, any frying pan, to toast off the bread. So here are my pau, buttered on both sides, and I'm going in to a very hot frying pan, and you want to toast it for about a minute on each side. So I've toasted off all my bread rolls like that, so you want a nice charring on there, quite crispy as well, because that's going to be your base to put your Kheema on. Your Keema's been cooking nicely, it's really fragrant. Top that on there. It's an open burger, so you're not really going with like a saucy burger. Although it's got tomato in there, you're not going in there with like lots of gravy, and you'll see why, because you're topping a bread like this. Oh my god, I can't wait to eat this. This is such a good Indian street food. So like that, and then you top it with a few things. Red onion, freshly diced red onion like this, on both of them. And I would have loved to have some pomegranate on here as well. That sweetness that pops in your mouth is amazing, but I just couldn't get any pomegranate, couldn't find it. I think it's not really in season, and to be honest, I'm rushing around in the shops. I'm not really browsing like I normally would, so I didn't see any. So here you go. Fresh coriander, and then a squeeze of lime and lemon over the top like this. And there you go. This is what I'd normally do with some leftover keema. But today I just fancied it, so I just made it from fresh, and hopefully if there is some leftovers tomorrow, I'm going to do something else with it. But for today, here we go. This is my Lamb Kheema Pau, a proper authentic Mumbai street food. Oh my god, you've got to try this.